Hi loves, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Glam B, and today I wanted to film a tutorial on how to achieve flawless foundation for dry and textured skin. If you're anyone like myself and experienced dryness and texture, just keep on watching. That's my dog Barker. Let's jump right into this. So I'm gonna start with my skincare regimen, and in the morning, I use a cleansing milk because my skin is more of a drier texture, and what I use in the morning versus what I use at night is completely different. I'm just going to like dampen the skin. You can totally use like a cleansing milk on dry skin. I like to just give it a little bit of, moisture. And then the one that I'm going in with is from Juice Beauty, this guy right here. Essentially, anybody can use a cleansing milk. So just take, I want to say about a pea-sized amount should be good. I'm going to just work this into the skin. So this is just gonna gently cleanse the skin. Taking a washcloth with very lukewarm water. That's another really big thing too, is your water temperature. If it's too hot, you're definitely gonna strip any essential moisture that you have off of your skin. But you want it to be effective enough so that it opens up the pores and it allows like serums and moisturizers and other things that you're gonna put on top of it to kind of seep into the skin so it's a little bit more efficient. So next I'm gonna be going in with Neogen's Bio Peel Gauze Pads. This is the green tea one. Perfect for all skin types, even sensitive, which is what I really enjoy. And if you're more dry and textured, you don't necessarily want to go in with like salicylics or really harsh and abrasive chemicals that are going to exfoliate the skin because your skin is already dry. So if something like this isn't like something that you want to do, you can also do like a sugar scrub. I would definitely do like something that has sugar or a dissolvable scrub in it. Sugar mainly because it's gonna give you an exfoliant, but it's also gonna hydrate the skin. So sugar also acts as a humectant because once it dissolves, it's gonna pull moisture from the air and retain it into the skin a lot better. You can use something like the Sugar Face Polish from Fresh. So the pad looks like this. It has like your gauze side here and your cotton side here. So what I like to say when I'm describing this product, that this is gonna be your broom, this is gonna be your dustpan. So what you do is you just start going into circular motions with this. You don't necessarily need to like scrub really hard. So this is really cool to use because it's not gonna cause as much damage as if you were to use like a scrub with like maybe like walnut shells or apricot shells. So you're done exfoliating. This one you want to rinse off because it is active enzymes. So you want to make sure that you brush that away. And I'm just using a washcloth. If you were doing this like at your sink, you could obviously just splash water in your skin. After this, I use more of like a serum. So the one that I am using is from Juice Beauty. This is their Green Apple Age Defy serum. So about that much is all that you're going to need when you're working with it. What I like to do is I just like to press. What pressing does is helps to really penetrate the ingredients a lot quicker into the skin versus you causing friction. This helps prevent any like premature aging. I'm gonna go in with my Henriksen Sheer Transformation. This is a really great moisturizer for all skin types. This is what it looks like. This is his old packaging. There's also some licorice root in here and some pea extract. I'd like to say about a nickel size amount is all that you really know. I would definitely recommend putting a sunscreen. The one that I am going to be using is the Clinique Pep Start. A dime size amount, all you need. Also want to give about a minute or so for each of your products to absorb into your skin before moving on to the next step. So skincare is done. We're going to be moving on to our foundation. I'm going to be working with two primers. I'm going to be working with the First Aid Beauty Coconut Skin Priming Moisturizer. It has coconut water, so it's very hydrating. Not a lot is needed. About a pea-sized amount should be sufficient. And then start from the center of the face, working your way out. And I'm going to be using Urban Decay's Optical Illusion. This is a smoothing primer. I'm just going to be focusing it on the areas where I do have very large pores or any scarring. So here, here, and here. About half the size that we used for the First Aid Beauty. I'm taking the sponge. I'm going to be taking this flat side. And I'm just going to pick up and I'm just going to press and roll. Kind of like filling your pores, but also at the same time picking up any excess product so you're not having a buildup of this smoothing primer throughout your entire face. For foundation, I'm going to be using my Tarte Rainforest of the Sea foundation. So this is a really great foundation for somebody who is dry. So I always like to start out with about a nickel size amount of foundation. And it does have a little dropper. So when you're starting out with foundation, to avoid unwanted texture, you always want to start off with very little and then work your way up to the coverage that you desire. And again, you want to use that press and roll motion because you want to press this into the skin, but at the same time, you don't want to add or accentuate more texture to the skin. The finish for this foundation is going to be more of like a radiant finish. Not necessarily dewy, but like I want you to think of like satin, like silk. And that's really great for somebody who does have texture and has more of a drier skin type. So I'm gonna be going in with Tarte's Shape Tape Concealer. Very little goes a long way. We're just gonna go and apply right here at the socket bone, taking that Real Technique sponge and working it up to the lash line. A few dots, all that's needed. Should look like that. Our foundation is done. So now I'm going to be going in with my contour. And the one that I'm using is from Clinique. It's the Chubby and the Nude foundation stick. That's what it looks like. And I'm literally at the end of this product because I use it so much. I do a few dots versus like a solid line, and the reason is like it's a lot easier when it comes to blending. Cheekbone is always in alignment with the top of your ear. And you just want to apply your dots there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Just because your stopping point should be 2 fingers away from. So I'm gonna start here and work my way up to there. And again, you just want to do that like press and roll motion. Okay, so this is foundation, concealer, contour. This is what it looks like before putting any powder on. So you can use that same sponge, again, very multitasking. And I'm gonna be working with the Kat Von D setting powder in translucent. I like using this one because it has light reflectors in it. So the light reflectors kind of create more of a blurring effect on the skin. This one taking the flat side, and I'm just gonna be picking up the powder. And then what you're gonna do is, I always start in the T-zone first, is kind of press the powder into the skin. That's just gonna help to give more of like a more poreless look to the skin. Your finger. And then you're just pushing the powder into the lash line. Alright, so that's what it looks like. I know I look hella crazy right now, but we're just gonna leave it on for a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. And I'm gonna be going in with my Tarte's Amazonian Clay Bronzer in Park Avenue Princess. This one is their light reflector one. Anytime that you're dry, You can essentially use powders as long as they have light reflectors in them. So this one does, and I'm just gonna go right over the places that I put my cream contour and just add a little bit more depth. And then a little bit on the nose where you just put the cream. I'm gonna use the Bare Minerals Seamless Shaping and Finishing Brush just to sweep off the excess product. But as you can see, everything looks a lot smooth. Really can't see the texture on the skin. I'm gonna be going in with a little bit of blush, Orgasm blush. So picking up just a little bit of this, always tapping off the excess. And then 2 fingers away from the nose, right here on your cheek. And you just want to do those little buffing motions. And as you can see, it's giving me a little bit of color, a little bit of light. Alright, so you got blush on. So now I'm going to be working with a little bit of highlight. And my holy grail highlighter is the Makeup Forever. This is the Pro Light Fusion. The color wore off, but this is the number 2. They have 2 highlighters in this formula. And this is the gold, happens to be the gold one. They do have like a very light pink that almost looks like the color of my nails. But with this, I'm gonna be picking it up with my M501 brush from Morphe. Perfect for highlighting. I don't necessarily like to use a fan brush because what a fan brush does is just leaves a streak onto the skin. And I want this to look diffused. I just want this to look like I'm glowing from within. So you want to start about here, and then you just go back and forth. Like leave it like this, but to create symmetry and to create balance within the skin, I'm going to be applying it all over. And because I'm more dry and I don't really produce a lot of oil in my T-zone, I can do that. If you're somebody that does produce a lot of oil in their T-zone, I would omit it and just keep it towards the cheeks or anywhere where you don't have as much oil production. So because you're more of a drier skin type and you just put a bunch of powder, it's gonna be going in with a setting spray, and what that's gonna do is just kind of like infuse everything together, look more like skin versus like makeup. And this is the Urban Decay Chill setting spray. It's cooling and it's hydrating. What I like to do is just go in my T-zone, then I do a next. So hitting the cheeks, and letting that dry. And that is the final look. I'm gonna go ahead, do my eyes, and throw on a gloss off camera, and I will definitely come back to do the closing up. Okay, you guys, I wanted to come back on here and show you the final look. And I did just finish doing my brows, adding a little bit of mascara and a lip gloss, but as you can see, we are flawless. And then this is in my studio lighting. I can move right onto the window and show you what that would look like in natural lighting, because I know that is a really big thing as well too. But honey, again, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you'd love to see next in the comments below. As always, it's your girl Glam B. Take care.